Okay, great. Started the recording. So yes, go ahead and put in the chat what type of course you would like to make, or maybe if you already have a course, you can tell me what kind of, what course you already have. So, okay, good, Beth. Well, as a teacher, we can kind of get you, maybe you'll get your juices flowing as I go through the presentation here. If you're not sure exactly what to teach or what to, I bet you have a lot there that we could kind of pull out of your head. So, okay, great. Welcome, Samantha. And okay, let me go ahead and share my screen and I will get this going. Okay, so let me do the screen share thingy. Where to go? All right, that didn't work. There was a better way to do this. Okay. Okay, great. Here we go. All right, so we're going to talk about create and sell your online course month after month, because I think we can create a course and that's all great and good, but if you don't sell any of them, or if you just sell a couple and then you don't continue to sell them, then that's kind of defeating the purpose, because I'm sure you guys are not just sitting around going, oh, I just want to create a course, right? No, we want to make some money with this course. We want to free up our time and we want to help people with what we're doing. So we need that ongoing sale. So I'm going to go through that in this today. Oops. Okay, so would you like to know that your work has big impact in the world, have complete freedom of money, time, and location, be the CEO of your business and life? Oh, let me stop my video too. Feel deeply satisfied knowing you are following your purpose, generate consistent income while working less. If that is the case, then you are in the right place. Okay, there we go. Here's how we're going to get you there on this training. We're going to talk briefly about mindset, model, marketing, and money. So I know there's a lot there that we're going to cover, but I'm going to delve into a little bit of these because it really is a winning formula for having this passive income and for having your course to sell online. So no matter who you serve, you can do it in an online version that gets great results. Because I know this is sometimes people have an issue like, oh, I don't know how I would do this. I work one-to-one with clients and there's no way that I could actually do that online and still get the right results. But I find for the most part that is true. And even if you can't do everything that you do one-to-one, there are some things you can still do and still serve them. So I'm going to talk through my secret to creating a course quickly so that you can pre-sell in just a few weeks. And I'm going to talk about that in my system because I feel like that's all part of the setting up process. And it doesn't have to take a long time to do this. We'll uncover the key tool that allows your course to earn $3,000 to $5,000 in revenue, but doesn't per month, but doesn't become another job, right? We don't want to sacrifice our time. And that's the whole point we're creating a course here, is to have that passive income. So just a quick thing about me, I started my first online business in 2009, way back, because I really wanted to be an entrepreneur and help others, but I had no idea what I was doing. I created a homeschool coaching business because I was homeschooling my twin girls at the time who were 7. And I was just sort of limping along, trying to figure out what I was going to do and making a little bit of money here and there. But my husband was laid off during the recession. He's in the building industry. And so I really had to ramp things up and I started selling courses. And immediately I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. You know, I think I made like $7,500 my first launch. And then 3 months later, I relaunched, made like another $8,000, and it was like magic. And before I had been selling like, you know, $100, $200 here and there. So this was a lot of money that came in really quickly with these courses. So I built a huge business and became an expert working about 15 hours per week because I was, of course, was homeschooling. And I found as I went that my passion was really in, of course, I loved what we were doing with the homeschooling, but I loved the business side of it. I loved the creating and the marketing piece. So I found that my passion was helping other women get their brilliance out into the world. So in 2016, I launched Donna Ashton Coaching to help people like you, get their work out into the world in a big way with courses. And since then, I've helped hundreds of course creators take that leap working with me in my programs. So what can you learn from my story? Well, sometimes you have to take action before you feel ready. Like I had no idea what I was doing, but my husband got laid off and I was like, holy, you know what? I don't know what we're going to do right now. We're about to lose our house. And I had to jump in and just make something happen, even though I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes you just have to go for your dreams, even if it feels impossible. So passive income, making money in your sleep, does it really happen? Yes, it does. I can tell you it really does. And sometimes, we get these ceilings that we put on ourselves, and so much more is possible than you think when it comes to online business and online, selling things online. And listen to yourself. If your passion is there, if this is something you've always wanted to do, or you've been thinking about doing a course, or I just know I can reach more people than I can, down the street or in my community, then, your passion is there for a reason. And that little nudge is there for a reason. So sometimes you just have to listen to it and do it. So, okay. So during the next hour, just turn off any distractions, really pay attention, take notes if you want, really commit to this dream or to your goal. And we're going to talk about that here. My promise is that I will be authentic, as I always am, transparent and honest in everything I'm telling you here. It's either something I've done or my clients have done. And I'm pretty no nonsense, tell it like it is kind of person. So are you truly committed to your mission? You might think so, but let's talk about it. Commitment is really being dedicated to a cause or activity. And I call it drawing a line in the sand. Like sometimes we say, oh, we're going to write a book, or, oh, we're going to have a course, or, oh, we're going to make 6 figures or whatever. And it's like this wish, but we're not really doing the things that it takes to actually make it happen. Goals require tenacity and stepping it up, because if it was easy and if it was comfortable, then everyone would be doing it, right? Even though there are a lot of people out there who have online courses, if it was so easy to just make 6 figures and sit on the beach and drink margaritas while the money pours in, then everyone would be there. So it does require a little bit of work and tenacity, but I'm all about the work less, make more. So we're going to go through that, but you have to decide that this is your goal. You have to decide this is what I really want to do, and I'm not going to take anything less. So draw that line in the sand if this is your time. And it's okay to be a little uncomfortable when it comes to doing this, whether it's the technology or whether it's putting yourself out there, or will anyone actually buy what I'm going to sell? We all go through this. And again, you've got to step it up. If something like as little as that will push you back down, then you might not be able to get where you want to go. You've got to have a little thicker skin and just say, okay, I'm going to do this no matter how uncomfortable it is, because I know that the end is worth it. So having a understanding why you're doing your work will help you. So what is your mission or vision? So first, what is it that you're trying to do? Do you want to help children? Do you want to help women who have been, abused? Do you want to help people with their health, or people make more money? Like, what is it that you're trying to do? So hopefully you kind of have an idea with that, or you are already doing it in your business. And then why are you doing this? I remember going to some of these seminars years ago, and they were always like, what's your big why? What's your big why? And I thought, oh, why? I want to make some money. But I'm telling you, that's not enough. Money is just money. But usually there's something underneath the money. It could be great. You want to say, I want to have money, but why do you want to have the money? Do I have that on here? No. Why do you want to, maybe you're saving to pay off some debt. Maybe you're saving for retirement, maybe for your kids' college, or to help family, or to travel. Like, there has to be a reason, something that we're going to do with the money, not just, I want to make six figures. Why do you want to make six figures? What is that? Is it just to get to six figures? Because if that's it, it probably wouldn't be enough to sustain you on those days when things are harder, or when everything doesn't go the way you want it, which always happens, right? So having that why is what's going to help fuel you. And I have do I have a little book here? Oh, I think I took it away. I have a little notebook that says, I make my reason why something bigger than my fear. And that's true, because if it's not, then we'll go, oh, I really don't think I can do that. So if you need to have a big why, whether it's for your kids, your family, yourself, to help the people who really need you. So just make a note in your head or on paper, whatever, what your big why is, because that will really help fuel your commitment. So this is one of my colleagues and clients. She's a beautiful woman who has been in the wedding business industry for so long, and she had a great business, and she was trying to help other people. It was all about helping, and she just wasn't enrolling enough people in her program. So I helped tweak her program, her course, and her marketing, and almost immediately, in less than 3 weeks, she had sold 10 new clients into her program. And she made the 10K, of course, but she was very much about helping, and that's what fuels her. It's not just, about the money. So let's jump into the work less, make more mindset, which I love. Okay, so these are some of the things that I believe and I teach, and this is the way I build my business in my life, is that you don't have to work long, grueling hours. You don't have to have a kill or be killed attitude. There is enough for everyone, right? We're not trying to knock other people down or get ahead of the competition, that very masculine sense of, sharks killing other fish or whatever it is out there. Like, there's so much out there. There's so many people out there. And, now, as you can see, the online world has really opened up in the last few months due to all of the quarantine and COVID. And so there's plenty of people out there who want what you need and who will be attracted to you. And you can love what you do and make a good living, which I find, some people say, oh, I just, especially people maybe who are more holistic, or teachers. I know we've got one on here, ministers, a lot of people who are therapists, maybe, who are used to charging next to nothing, giving things away for free. They feel like they can't do it even though they really love it. But I'm here to say that you totally can. You can love what you do and still serve yourself, serve others, but also serve yourself and make the good living that you want. And you can make money even while not working, which is, of course, the money in your sleep, or on vacation, or on the beach, on a date, at your kid's soccer game. All of these have happened to me. That's why I listed them. I remember being out to dinner with my husband, and I'm like, oh, I got an email, I made a sale. And he was like, great, you can pay for the dinner. So you don't have to be physically there, delivering the coaching and doing the work to make the money. And that's really great. That's leveraged money. That's leveraging your time. Here's another case study of another client who was having a hard time working through her fears. She lives in Ireland, Emer, and she was really kind of stressed out. She didn't know anything about technology. She hadn't really run a business. She just started being a life coach when I met with her. And she said, since working with Donna, I've managed to push past my fears of running a business. Putting my course together was scary and sometimes stressful, but absolutely worth the time and energy and effort and finances. Yesterday, she sold a package for almost 1,300 euros, which I think is like $1,500 or $1,600 US. And she is thrilled. So especially since she doubted the cost, she started really low, and I had to push her a little bit to get her to a price that would feel like right and that would show her worth and what she was giving. And she was part of my Leverage Your Brilliance and my mastermind group. So it's amazing to see the transformation from I don't even know how to set up email, to now, selling her courses and launching and doing webinars, and then, selling her packages for over $1,000. So the work less, make more model, we're going to make your life and your work easier here. So let's turn what you are already doing into a more leveraged model. So if you're thinking, okay, what can I, maybe you're working one-to-one with clients already. Maybe you are do more done for you services. If you do people's websites or SEO or social media, and you kind of do like projects, it can work for you. If you're teaching something, if you have clients, if you're a practitioner, a doctor, a therapist, a lawyer, somewhere where you have clients, and maybe accountant, bookkeeper, PR, coach, consultant. But what we want to do is less time hustling, less time showing up to do the work, less time delivering, so that we can allow time away for you and only take clients you want to work with. So less clients, less projects, just the higher level. What if you could just handpick the clients you actually want to work with instead of just taking anyone just because you need the money, right? Because sometimes we do that. I've been there, done that. And you're like, oh my gosh, this was a bad idea. We just need to do what we, do it the way we want to do it. So here's an example of how we can change what you're doing. So if you are currently working with clients in a one-to-one way, then I want you to think about what you're already doing that's getting results. So you probably are already doing something and you work with someone, maybe you have a 3-month package or you have 4 sessions with them or whatever it is. Take what's getting results and design a one-to-many model. How can you take that process, that system, and put it into something where you can more of a leveraged one-to-many model in a course where you don't have to show up. So if you're a chiropractor, obviously you can't adjust someone's back online. Not yet anyway. Who knows down the line what technology will bring, but you can teach about posture. So you could take, if it's all about posture, if you're a real stickler, you could also do about nutrition. Like maybe you teach about good nutrition. So it could be also, you do a course on good nutrition that helps with your health, and exercises, teaching about posture and exercises that you can do to, I'm sitting up really straight as I talk about that. Whatever you need to do, stretches or whatever to help with posture, so that you can still help them even from wherever they live, even if they live in a different country than you. If you deliver done for you services, then take what you do, if you are building websites or talking about branding or SEO or whatever it might be, doing social media, and create a course to show them how to do it, right? Not everyone can afford the done for you services. And those who can will continue, with your higher prices. But maybe those who can't afford you to do it one-to-one, this goes for both of you, you have something that's a little bit less, and they can still get what they need, or get started with what they need. So here's an example of website designer. Maybe you're doing that now. You have a course on branding, teaching about branding, or maybe teaching them how to set up a WordPress site, or whatever it might be, how to set up your pages or whatever. So you can, instead of doing so much just done for you, you can leverage and create the course so that you have some people in that, and then maybe just a few clients in the done for you services. Okay, so let's talk about your business vision and your goals. So why do you want to create this leverage? So think about when you joined this call today, what was the motivation? Is it like, I just want to have more time? I'm so busy with clients. And even if that's not the case right now, if you're still kind of coming back from, what we've been experiencing the last couple months, maybe normally you are really busy and you're like, I just am tired. And I have a lot of people that I work with who are burned out, and they just need, some kind of leverage, because what if they want to take 2 weeks off or a month off? They can't, because they can't serve their clients. And if they don't show up, they don't make the money. So time could be the thing. You want the time back. You only want to work 4 days a week or 2 days a week or whatever. I really don't work on Fridays, very rarely, or I just do a little bit of something in the morning, and then that's my day off. Or I go to the beach, I get some inspiration. I might do some business planning, sort of as my CEO time, where I might think of some projects I want to do, but I'm not actively working in the business. Money, of course, is probably one of the factors why you're here. You want to either make more money, an additional revenue, or maybe replacement revenue if you're working a job that you want to get out of eventually or soon, or maybe you were just laid off during all of this quarantine and you need some replacement income. Money could be the factor. Like I said, saving for retirement and all the other things. Maybe you just want to impact people. You want to help. You want to touch more lives. You have that mission of, really changing the world. And you want the freedom to say, hey, I don't want to work this week. I'm going on vacation, and I can work from, if I want to go to Italy for 2 months, I can work from there. So that's freedom, when you can just take off and do what you want and set it up when you want, where you want. It's your business. Many times we get into business and we're kind of chained. We can't do what we want, even though it is our business. We're so stuck in what we've created that we're kind of chained to it. So what would really make a shift in your life? I would love to hear in the chat, even though I can't see you right now. Can you pop in the chat? What would make the shift for you? And it could be all of those things. You can say time and money, or I need money for college. I've got 2 rising seniors now, so college is really on my mind right now as we're going into working on that. And retirement or travel, let us know. Go ahead and pop over there into the chat. What would really make that shift for you? Maybe it is, I just want to take Fridays off, or I just only want to work 3 days a week. I take the summers a lot. I'm slower in the summers, and I have been the last few years, because I know my girls are here, but they're going to be leaving, and I want to spend time with them. Once they're gone to college, I know they'll be coming home then too, but I won't get to see them much. So I value the time I have with them. And so my hours in the summer are usually much less, because I want to do things together and go to the beach and go on trips. Hopefully we'll be able to go on trips soon. But you know what I'm saying here. It's important to me. It's not just about the money. It's about the freedom for me to spend time with my family while they're here. And I can't get those years back, right? So I have to do it now. So let's work with the numbers. I like the math as we kind of pop in. There's a picture of me in the Bahamas. Oh, I wish I was there right now. I could use a little vacation away. I'm sure we all probably could. Okay, let's pop in there. So here's the current model. I'm just made this up as an example, but most people are probably working the hours for dollars model. So you bring on a new client or a new project, and I'm just going to say it's $1,000. And then, again, I just kind of guesstimated on these hours, but you can fill in the blank for yourself if you know what you're making. So I just at $200 an hour, which is really good for coaching, then it's going to take 5 hours. And it may be more for you if you're charging less. It could be 10 hours to fulfill that project. So it could be 5 to 10 hours to deliver for your new client and for your project. If you're doing done for you services, I just did it at $100 an hour. It's probably not even that. So it could be more like 15 hours or 20 hours. So that's what it's going to take to kind of earn this $1,000 that you've done to bring on a new client or project in this old model. In the leveraged model, let's just say you sell 2 courses so that you make your $1,000. So I'm using $500 a piece. So you're selling your course for $500, which is very low, or kind of average to low. And it's less than an hour. Really, there might not be anything unless you send a few emails, or maybe you have to add someone to a Facebook group. Once the course is done, then it doesn't really take anything to make your $1,000. You just get the money. And then, there's very little to do, if any. I just said less than an hour. Maybe there's an hour, but that's not too bad to make $1,000 an hour. Even if you had to, do a couple tiny administrative things, like adding them to Facebook groups, sending them a welcome email, putting them into the course, whatever. That seems like a lot better deal to me. And of course, it could be 4 courses for $4,000, which is really nice. Oh, sorry, that'd be $2,000. It's unlimited. Here's another case study for another client of mine, Jeannie Spiro. She does, or she did, of course, now things have changed a little. She did a big live event every year and would enroll people into her programs that way. And this is about a year and a half ago, she came to me and said, I really want to restructure. She was working way too much. She was less about the money and more about the time. So she said, Donna looked at creating my programs in a totally new way and was able to restructure them so that 85% of those who attended my event bought into one of the 2 programs. That is an amazing conversion for her room. And I think she had about 65 people or something like that who came to her event. 85% signed up. So she said, Donna redesigned my programs by leveraging my time and creating a better result for my clients. Of all my live events, this was the easiest ever to enroll, and she made over $250,000 at that day. So how much would you like to make per month from your course? Let's look at that. I hope you're thinking, what can I make? How does it work? How much can I do? So let's look at this. So monthly revenue, this is the old model again. So let's just say clients per month, 6, and they pay you $500 a month each, and you make $3,000. So I like to say, on an average, to get started, you can make between $3,000 and $5,000. That's sort of the sweet spot. Between $3,000 and $5,000 a month, which is not bad. I mean, we're talking, that's a good salary, and it certainly is very good if it's part-time income. $5,000 a month, will get you, on my math is bad. That's 60,000, I think. So that's not bad. So here's what you have to do to deliver this. So maybe it's 6 calls per week with these people, right? You've got 6 clients and you have weekly calls with them times 4 weeks. So that's 24 calls per month for your $3,000. Or we can do the courses, 10 courses at $500 to $1,000. That's the range I want you in, more toward the $1,000 range. And you can make 5 to 10K a month, of course, depending on the price of your course. And you just create your course one time and sell again and again unlimited times. There's really nothing, again, to do. Once, of course, you do have to do the initial work. I know that. But once you have that done, then it's all income. It just keeps coming in, and there's just a little bit to kind of manage it. But even if it's a couple hours a month, even if it was a couple hours a week, would that be worth it to make an extra 5 to 10K per month? Even $3,000, what would that do for you if you could start bringing in another $3,000? I would love to hear from you guys. What would change if you made another $3,000 to $5,000 a month in starting in just 30 days? All right, you can tell me that. And let's pop in and start talking about how to do this. So let's get to the steps to create a profitable course. The very first step is you have to make sure that you have a profitable course topic. It has to be something that will sell. It can't be just something that you go, oh, let me get this course together, and you kind of put something together and hope it's going to sell. It's imperative that you bring to market something people want and that will sell, because no amount of great marketing will sell something that people don't really want. So that's the first step, making sure you have a marketable topic. Second is to outline. So if you've already been working with clients one-to-one, or maybe in some kind of small groups, or you've been doing workshops already and teaching things, it'll be a little bit easier for you to kind of say, oh, okay, I can just take what I normally teach in this workshop, or what I normally teach in my 3-week 3-month program or whatever, and kind of put it into an outline. If you haven't been doing it before, it's a little harder, but I bet you still have a process. If it's something you've done personally, like you lost 50 pounds and you did it, you know, without a big struggle or something, like you can then outline what you've done and outline that, and then you can help teach others. I'm just using that as an example. There may be something you've overcome. Maybe it's been mindset. You're a life coach and you've gone through a divorce, or you've gone through a big change in your life and you want to help other people like you do something similar. Then outlining out the steps. The next is to, you probably thought it was start recording and start making, you know, doing the course, but honestly, that's not. The way I teach it is we pre-sell before you've recorded one word or done anything, because this is also testing out your proof of concept. Like, we have to make sure people will actually buy it. Even if they've said, yeah, I'm really interested, I want that. The rubber meets the road when it's time for them to pull the credit card out and pay you the $800 or $500. Will they really pay you for this? And I don't want you to create something and get it all done and then no one buys it. So we pre-sell, and then we run what's called the beta course or beta test. And we pre-sell with like 3 to 5 people in there, so you can have a nice little test. They usually get it for a little bit less than you're going to charge normally. And then you can get it done, like kind of build the plane while you fly it, you know, week by week. You can get things done, and it doesn't have to be all perfect. It doesn't have to be shiny and all professional, because it's the beta and they understand that. And it makes it easier on you because you don't have to have everything slicked up and the final copy or whatever. You're just going to run it once and get some feedback and make some tweaks. And then once you get people sold, we have to set up your course portal, because we have to have a place to house your recordings, and they have to be able to, you know, people have to be able to log in somewhere and watch you, watch your videos or your audios or your you know, exercises, or read your documents, whatever it is you're going to put into your course. They have to be able to do that. So hopefully most of you have taken an online course and know that you get a login, and then you have your weekly modules, or maybe you get all the modules at once. It's just depending, but you need a place to house it, and also where people can pay and click over, and it's all automated so that when they buy it, they get immediate access. You don't have to do anything except cheer when you get the email that says, yay, someone bought my course. We want it to be automated. All right, once we set up the portal, it's time to start doing the recordings and start, you know, whatever that means. If it's audios or videos, or creating the worksheets and all of the modules to actually run it. And then finally, we upload into the portal. Once you're done with your recordings, then you put it back, you put all that into the portal so that people can see it, whether that's week by week or you do it all at once. I recommend, and in my programs, we teach using Kartra mostly, and or Teachable. Those are 2 really good platforms that I like and are pretty easy to use as far as user, and we'll have either a lot of features or really user friendly. Okay, I think I'm at the end of this one. I'm going to pop over here just for a second to check on you. Let me stop my share, start my video. Hey there. Let me pop in. I want to just kind of stop halfway here and see what everybody's chatting about over here. If you have questions, let's see what you guys had said. Oh, freedom. This is what you guys wanted, right? The freedom, impact, and time. Beth said, Zoe said freedom. Karen said money, which would give me freedom. Yes, that's true. Money does help in many ways. It really helps with all those things, because you can make impact with money. You can have freedom with money. But you do need to have that why underneath, not just money, but money for something. Time and money, money, time. Time and money leading to freedom. Okay, I would get my house paid much faster, Beth said. Yes, great. I'd love to pay off student loans. Yes, exactly. Great. All right, good. All right. All right, are we good so far? Everybody set? All right, let's keep going. I'm going to move into more about the finishing on how to create and then how to sell. So let me pop over here and do the second part. And Ugh, I don't think it lets me. Oh yeah, there's the thing. Where's my, there we go. No, let me share the screen from here, sorry. There we go. Okay, so build your program. So we want to take your brilliance and build your program with it and how you're going to deliver. So we talked a little bit about your topic, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper here because this is really the foundation of your course, and it really all starts with this. So when you're thinking about what you will teach and what that topic is going to be, I want you to think about a couple things. One, like think about maybe there are a lot of life coaches, there are a lot of business coaches, or there are a lot of accountants or doctors or whatever it is that you do, teachers, maybe working in social media or whatever. I didn't turn off my video, did I? There we go. Oh, you're going to see my hands flying around. What makes you unique or different in your market? Like how do you do it that might be a little bit different? Because there are people out there who are teaching you how to do courses. I know there are many. More and more people all the time, it seems, are coming on to teach people how to do courses. I have a certain way that I do it and what really works. And I know that my unique is that I give the one-to-one help, that I'm there, the whole, walking you through it step by step. And I know that that's rare to find in this market. Usually it's like, here's how you'd go do it. Now good luck and go do it. So I know that makes me unique. And also I do it quickly and have you making money in just like 3 to 4 weeks. So and that may or may not be the way other people are teaching it, but I want you out there doing that and making money soon, because that's the final proof of concept for me. And we can't really move forward till we know we have that. And that's a great return on investment for anybody who comes into my programs, because they know I'm going to be there helping them the whole time and that they're going to start making money in just a few weeks. So what makes you unique or different in your market? So you can think about that. And then the real kicker here is that you must solve a migraine problem that your clients know they have. And that is I'm going to say this again. You must solve a migraine problem, not a headache problem, not a little problem that may be bugging them, but a serious, serious migraine problem that your clients know they have. If they don't know they have it, they won't be attracted. And this sounds weird. You're probably like, what is she talking about? Like, for instance, I had a woman who came to me who was a chiropractor, and she wanted to help, people with, she called it like tech neck. I just remember that. People who are on their phones all day, sitting at computers all day, they're on their iPads, and they're starting to have neck issues. And what it really happened is they would get these sore backs and shoulders and neck, this like extent, you can't see me right now, but I look like I've got my head pulled forward, like, leaning, and this whole, like, how you are when you look at your phone, like you're constantly looking down. So anyway, so she went out there and she had came to me, she already had a course and it wasn't selling. So I had to try to help her kind of rework it. And she was talking about posture and talking about like have better posture and all this. And I'm like, people aren't thinking that they have bad posture. But if you start talking about they have a pain in their neck and that they're getting this lump on the back, you guys know that hump that you get on the back of your neck, like as you get older, some people get that like hump. Then she started talking about what they were seeing in the mirror and what they were feeling right now. And then she started selling her course. So you can't talk about the process. You can't talk about, what they don't think. That you have to talk about the pain they have right now in their back and their neck and address that. If you talk about something, they may not even know that that's what the problem is. And so they won't recognize that and they won't be looking to buy it from you, if that makes sense. So this is a big thing we talk about inside my program. Okay, so here's what we need to find. Your passion and brilliance, this is what I call the intersection. This is what makes an amazing course. This is the intersection between your passion and brilliance, what you love and want to bring to the world and help people with, and what your clients want, fixed, and what they will pay for. We need all three. We have to have all three there, because it could be something that you like don't really like anymore. Like I've had people go, well, I've been an accountant for 25 years and I could really do a course about accounting, but what I really love is yoga. And I'm like, okay. So if you're not passionate about it and it's something old and stale, I'm going to dissuade you if I can. You don't have to, but I want you to bring your passion. I want to bring something that you are really interested in creating a business and a course around that you're going to be talking about for years to come. And if it's like, oh, I can't stand accounting anymore, I don't want to do that, then bring that passion. You got to bring in what you are wanting to help people with. So don't forget that piece as we're looking through this, if you're not sure. And this kind of happened to me. I had those courses in my business, in my homeschool business, and I had that business for 8 years. My kids went to school and I still kept going with that business for 3 years and, or maybe 4 years. I'm trying to think. It might've been 4. It was 4 years, I think. In the middle of that, I launched my other business, as I said, Donna Ashton Coaching, where I was really helping people with creating courses and the marketing and all of that. And that's what I really loved. And the other business started to suffer because the passion wasn't there anymore. It was like I had closed the chapter on that in my life. I had built an amazing business and I just wasn't there because my kids were gone. I wasn't homeschooling anymore. And I didn't want to talk about first grade anymore when my kids were in 10th grade. So I sold the business. I was actually able to sell the business. I didn't want to run it into the ground because it was my baby. Anyway, so we have to have all these things here. What your clients want and what they will actually pay for, because I have brought things to market that people just didn't feel the value and they would not pay, even though they said they needed it and they wanted it, they would not pay for it. And that can happen too. That's what we test all out to make sure we have the right topic. So how do we get your clients to the course outcome? So now you've decided, okay, I'm going to teach people how to create Facebook ads. I'm just using that. How do we get them to the outcome so that they'll go through the course and have success? Well, first I want you to think about doing it in steps. When I first did some courses, it was just some random information that I kind of put all together. It was good, and there was a lot of it. I got better over the years, but at first there was no like, start here, move to the next, move to the next, and move to the next. Not everyone will have steps depending on their doing, but most of the time your course can be steps where they start here and it builds. And people like that, because if you have a bunch of people who come and take your course and don't get to the end of it, who don't make it to the end, that's not good for you, because you want people to get the results. You're trying to help people and you want people to say, this is amazing. Margalo's amazing. She can teach me how to, I can't remember what you said your course would be about, writing a book, teach me how to do this. And so you get great testimonials and success, and they refer people to you. And that's really great when you have that. So think in steps and guide them down the path, guide them step by step on what they need to do and how they need to do it, and stick to the outcome. It's so easy for us, I think, as women and nurturers to like give everything you ever knew about Facebook in this course. No, if I do a course about Facebook ads, then I'm just going to give them what they need to create a Facebook ad. It's not going to be how to set up their profile on Facebook or how to set up groups or how to, any of the other things that we can all do on Facebook. It would be too much. And that's like not what they signed up for, and they're going to be overwhelmed. So stick to the outcome. Better to have a smaller course with really good outcome and they get great results and transformation than give them everything in the kitchen sink and they don't even get through it. And then they feel like they've wasted their time and their money. All right, let's move on to selling the program. There were some good tips on getting started and what to put in your course. Now let's sell it. We have to make easier, consistent income, because this is really the kicker here. Once you have a good course that is marketable, now we have to get it in front of the right people and sell it. So there's big problems that course creators have, and that is the selling, right? They create this course, maybe they sell one or two, and then that's it. Or they don't even sell any, or they just give it away for free for a few people, and then they try to sell it and nothing happens. I hear that a lot. Okay, so they may subscribe to what's called hope marketing. And this is where you hope someone finds your course when you put it on your website or put it online. I put it on my website. I don't know why nobody has found it. Or you hope you sell enough courses to pay your bills and yourself. You hope it doesn't take too much time because you're already busy with clients and your other business or your life. You hope to make consistent income, but you really don't know how that's going to happen. You hope you're going to figure out how to reach your audience and entice them to buy. So I don't subscribe to hope marketing. I tried this and it doesn't work very well. And you really never have any idea what you're going to be doing and what you're going to be selling and if anybody's going to buy and all of that. And I don't go for that. So what if you could stop the monthly hustle trying to find new clients? Stop making new marketing campaigns and trying to launch things and trying to, go all over the internet on every platform, 8 hours a day trying to sell your course. What if you could stop stressing over where sales will come from and you could lean back and actually enjoy your work and know abundance is there for you? I hope you're raising your hand for that one. So here's what's not working and what I see in the world, like launching, doing SEO, hustling, social media, list building. Like taking the time to do all of this is kind of a waste of time. I mean, down the line, if you don't mind waiting a year or so for your money, then yes, this is something to do. But if you're looking to sell your courses next week or, next month, then all of these things are really going to be not something that's very feasible. So here's a better solution of what I discovered as a better solution, a sales funnel. So a sales funnel will help you reach ideal clients. It saves time. It's much less work. You don't have to do all that running around and doing all the things and going to all the networking meetings and showing up at all the social media sites and all this. It's more effective because you're actually bringing people to you, and the people who come are the ones who are interested, instead of throwing this wide net and hoping to catch a few fish. And it's more consistent. Consistency is what it's all about here, right? I mean, sometimes we have these really great months in our business and then 2 months go by and we don't really make any money. And that's really hard. We need something that's consistent. I remember earlier in my business going, if I just had consistent income, so I knew what I would be making every month, I could plan. And I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. The best part is that it's all automated. This is where I was saying, like, making this $3,000 to $5,000 a month without it becoming another job. I mean, you could do all the things and hustle and sell some courses. Of course, that does work. But how long can you sustain that? And how do you want to? And if you're running another business already with your clients or, client work, or if you have a job and you're, working full-time or part-time, how much time do you have to put into all of it and how long can you do that? I don't know. At 51 now, I don't have the energy to run around and hustle like I did when I was in my 30s or 40s. I want it to be easy and give me that time freedom. So here's how to generate $3K per month with your funnel. What you need. We need a scalable program that runs between 500 and 1,000. It can be higher, of course, but this is sort of the minimum. So something you're selling in that range. We need some traffic of your ideal clients, a converting webinar, automation for your systems, and email follow-up. So the benefits of this funnel is that it's automated. You can scale up or down based on results. It's predictable, consistent income. You can manage the funnel once it's set up. It's a lot easier to manage it than have to try to create the whole thing and do all the things all the time. And you can feed the funnel through paid ads or social media or speaking or any other way you want to get people, to the webinar funnel. Here's another case study. My client, Whitney McDuff. You guys, some of you who are local may know her. She had an amazing beta launch. She just enrolled 13 people and made about $10,000. in her beta launch, which was amazing. And she said it was such a confidence booster in not only structuring my services, but learning a process I can use again and again to share my knowledge and expertise. It feels great to be able to help this many people at one time, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build courses and increase the amount of time I can spend with my family. She has 2 little children, so having time was her issue, and of course, the money creates the time. So in 2016, I followed my passion, as I've said, and I launched that second business, the Donna Ashton Coaching, to really start helping people with their courses. What I found is that it was much harder this time around. When I built my first business way back in 2009 and 2010, when I got started in my homeschool business, it was just a lot easier. I don't know, there was less people online. I was in a different market. But what I discovered is that marketing had changed. And I had kind of gotten, not really lazy, but I had a big list of about 10,000 people that I had built over then. I kind of just like, you just send emails out and you make money. You know, at that point, I didn't have to do a whole lot. But when I started this business, it wasn't working that way, because I had like 500 people on my list that I had brought over from some of my homeschool moms, and I don't know where I scraped those people up from, but I just had a very small amount of people. I was really hustling, trying to find clients, launching, but I was getting no traction. I sold like 1 course or something, you know, again, made $500. I was frustrated, and I knew I was just not making the money. And I knew I was already have been successful in the other business. So I was very frustrated, and I'm like, what can I do? I just tried. After about 2 years of this, I knew I had to do something different because I was just stuck, and I was only making about $40,000. I wasn't really doing much, and I was very frustrated with where I was. So I had to create a funnel, and I didn't know how to do it. Even after all I had done, and I had done webinars, I had done Facebook ads, I thought I didn't really know what I was doing with that, but I could not create this funnel on my own. So I had to go, and I enrolled in a very expensive high-end program to teach me how to do it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I am putting all this money into this. And I didn't even tell my husband. It was one of those kind of things where like, holy crap, this has got to work. And it did. I positioned my course as high end, and everything fell in place. I started generating consistent income within 2 months. I was still in the program. And that was the year I finally hit 6 figures in my business. And I made my money back quickly over there. And the best part was I was also helping more people. Instead of just selling a few courses, I was actually bringing in a consistent amount of clients and really making a difference and helping people get their courses out into the world. Because that's part of my why. It's not just about making the money. I want to help other people bring all of their gifts out into the world and touch lives. Today, my automated process allows me freedom. And like I said, that is the big thing for me. I want to travel. I love traveling with my kids. And of course, we had a cruise planned this spring break, but of course that got canceled. We were supposed to be going again. And I looked in 2019, and I think I had 8 major trips that I went on. And I thought, wow, I didn't realize I like travel. And when I looked, I was going someplace all the time. And it was really, I love it. I would like to go someplace at least once a quarter. And so traveling is a big thing, and making memories with my kids while they're still around. It's very important to me. I work only a few hours a day. Like I recently did this time analysis of like how much time I'm spending doing this and how much time, and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't really work that much. Sometimes I'm like, let me see what I can do. I know that sounds crazy, but I work only a few hours, and I take Fridays off. I finally hired a team to support me and my growth, which is really makes me feel like the boss, honestly. I was doing too many things before. Now I let them do it. And so I finally stepped into being the CEO of my business and my life. Like, I don't have to do every single little thing. I've got the money to pay the other people so that I can go to the beach instead of answering support emails or doing little tasky things. So you have your goals and your mission. We've talked about where you want to be. Maybe it's the 3,000, 5,000, whatever it is per month for you, but how are you going to put this together and make it work? So think about the promise you made at the beginning of this training to really fully commit to this. So what do you desire right now? Maybe it is that living your life on your own terms and that freedom. A lot of you guys said was the freedom. Maybe it's abundance and consistent revenue, less stress and more fun. Like, we don't think about those things, but like, what if business was fun? What if you just like couldn't wait to come help people and like talk to them and do the things that you want to do instead of like, oh, I got it, like a drudgery. And what if you could really make a difference in the world? So what do those things actually mean to you? Oh, here I am in Key West when we went on our cruise. Fulfilling your purpose. Maybe it's about fulfilling that purpose that you have to be on your path and to really have that drive to help people and stay on your mission and purpose. Maybe it's about achieving success. Maybe it's like showing your spouse or your friend that you can actually do this. Like when they're like, oh, I don't know if that's going to work for you, or some of those naysayers, or just show yourself that you can do this. Maybe it's about providing an amazing life for you and your family, or leaving a legacy, or whatever it is for you. These are sort of the deeper things behind why we do what we do. Whatever it is for you, you cannot and should not be doing this alone. It's just even me, who knew how to do stuff and had been doing it for 8 years, had a really hard time putting together a working formula, a funnel. So trying to do it by myself almost broke me for real. I was working the long hours with no return. I was wasting time. I started doubting myself. Gosh, maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe that other business I set up was just a fluke and now I can't do anything. I couldn't do it. I certainly wasn't living my mission because I wasn't helping anyone. I almost gave up and said, I don't know what I'm going to do, but maybe I'm going to have to do something else. So if that's you, if you're like, I'm ready to kind of move forward, if you are ready to create your world-changing course and funnel and start generating some income, then I'm inviting you over and to check out my Leverage Your Brilliance program. It's for new course creators. And it's for people who have had some success and results with one-to-one clients or services in whatever way, even if it hasn't been paid, if you've helped maybe some friends, or you actually have had paying clients, if you know you have some kind of process that we can work with. If you want to leverage your success or your work inside of a course, if you need another source of income due to your busy schedule, or you just want another source of income to help give you that freedom, if you're willing to take your offline work online, which I think nowadays everything's going online, and we see the importance of how online has really been the thing to sustain people, you know, and I don't know what life is going to look like going forward, but for right now, online is where it's at. If you have at least 200 people in your warm audience, so maybe you have a small email list or a client list or even some social media, that's for your beta. We need at least some people out there to kind of shake around to sell your 3 to 5 beta test students. If you have about 2 to 3 hours, that's all it takes per week to commit to the program, and you have a budget for an email service provider and a course portal, maybe $50 to $100 per month, depending on which program you pick. So if you want to design a course that sells, make money by enrolling students quickly, set up a funnel for consistent income and sales, and rinse and repeat, then Leverage Your Brilliance is for you. So you are invited. It's a 12-week blended program with complete online curriculum, 12 modules. The thing about this that I love that we've added now is done for you services. Inside of this, we do the portal setup and we do a complete webinar funnel done for you. So if you're like, I would love to do this, but I don't have any idea how to do the tech, I'll never be able to figure it out. We've taken that off the plate for you, so you don't have to worry anymore about that. We will set it up. There are weekly group coaching calls with me. This is the crux of the entire thing. On Thursdays, we meet every Thursday, and this is where a lot of the work is done. You learn, you get to talk to me every week. You are never alone. I'm working with you side by side. I want to know what you're doing. I want to see your work. I want to make sure that what you're bringing out there will sell. And that's what you're paying me for, is to look over your stuff. We have a members only Facebook group, which is amazing. It's very active and people are posting over there their wins and their struggles and their questions. And it's just really an amazing group of women who will really keep you accountable. A lot of this is accountability. People tell me, I'm so glad we had a call this week because I was, you know, getting distracted, life was coming up, and now I'm so excited, I'm re-energized again. A lot of this is accountability, and having the weekly call really makes a difference. I also look at your material. I do personal material reviews on just about everything in the program. I'll take a look at your pricing and your title, your outline, your sales page, your webinar slides. I look over everything and I show you step by step how to do everything in the product in here. So here's the done for you again, so you don't have to do it. We set up your portal and we do the complete webinar funnel. Here are the 12 modules inside of the Leverage Your Brilliance. And they are a combination of videos, tutorials by me, and then some worksheets and templates step by step. I'm very step-by-step-ish, so it's very, it's not like a bunch of fluff. It's kind of like do this, do this, do this, do this. And so here are the 12 topics that you'll get inside the, and I already talked about the first 6, and then we go into the webinar, the funnel, the marketing, building your tribe, traffic and launching, and assess and next steps. So we get you in and out from idea all the way to webinar funnel and selling at the very bottom in just 12 weeks. But what I will say is that we start pre-selling. Look at number 3, pre-sell. That's 3 weeks. On your 3rd week, I want you to start pre-selling your course. So we don't wait till the 12th week to make the money. We go on week 3, and by week 3 and 4, you should be selling. And then you can continue to sell. And by the end, you just have your funnel ready to go and you can keep selling. But we don't wait. This is not like get the money at the end. I have you jump in and do it just a few weeks because, again, we have to have that proof of concept. I don't want to build a funnel till I know your course sells. Okay, super duper support. As I said, the weekly Q&A calls, I coach you through all of the steps and keep you accountable. The Facebook group for sharing, and your peers will answer, but honestly, I will be the one answering. It's a Facebook group for the group, but I do come in and answer everyone's question. It's not one of those where the host never shows up. I'm there and I will answer your questions. And then of course, here's the material reviews where I will get personal feedback and tweaks on all of your stuff. So here's what you'll get. This is the results of this program. Bring your course idea to life in a format that sells. Get crystal clear on your ideal student. Pre-sell your beta course in just weeks. Confidently navigate the tech. Set up your funnel that automates the selling. Learn to drive traffic to the funnel. Take your business online. Begin building your community of ideal clients and leverage your expertise and start having fun. The goal here is the first 3 to 5 beta students, so you make $3,000 to $5,000 during our program. Bonuses, you get a ticket to my next Work Less, Make More event. I may do something in the fall. If not, I'll do something next spring. It just depends, of course. I did a live event in March, and depending on how things go, I would love to do another one in the fall and then again in the spring. For the first 3 people who sign up, who've been on this webinar, I will include a private course assessment session. So if you're like, I'm not really sure what I will sell, then we'll talk through that idea on the phone ahead of time. Even though my very first module will help you with that, but you'll get personally an extra session with me to work through that if you're not really sure. And I can talk you through that so you get kind of hit the ground running and get a jump start. Okay, so really all that's available, all there's ready for you to do next is just to apply for the program. I take it by application only because I want to make sure, 1, I can help you, and 2, that you're the right fit for the group since it is a group coaching program. So Leverage Your Brilliance is to get clear on your topic and design a marketable course and set up the funnel. That's really what we'll be doing. And you can go to donna-ashton.com/apply and apply for a session, and we'll just hop on the phone for like 30, 40 minutes And you can ask me any questions about the program. I'll talk through, anything you need to know. We'll talk about your course. I want to make sure your idea is solid. And we'll talk about your goals and what you're hoping to do, and the timing and all of that. So we can talk through all that, and then I can answer any questions you might have about the program. Here's another case study, Katie Blomquist. She did an amazing, another amazing beta. She had 3 people sign up. It was $4K in 8 weeks, and I'm just getting started. She teaches people how to create nonprofits. And so she was doing workshops, live workshops, and it was getting too much. She wanted to turn it into a course that was more leveraged. So yeah, here is how to apply. So now it's the time to listen to that calling. If this is like, oh my gosh, I finally just need to do this. Let's do it. Let's take the summer and do this, because there's no better time than right now to get your course online. No better time, as you can see, as what's happening out there. My business hasn't seen any slowdowns. In fact, it's just been business as usual for me the last few months. And that's been quite amazing, because I don't think too many people were in that same boat. So let's make this happen. Let's make this happen for you. So I'm going to stop sharing, come see if there's any questions. And I'm going to turn my video back on. Hello. And yeah, I'm going to put if you are still, interested in talking with me and just want to click a link, I'll put the link in the chat. You guys still with me? Okay, good. Good stuff. Thanks. Okay, great. Thanks, Margolo. So hopefully that gave you an overview of creating the course and then how to sell the course, because you really can't have one without the other. If you have a course, you have to sell it. And, so that's really, they're both very important, or you're going to be kind of just sitting, it's going to be sitting on your computer collecting dust. And that's not helping anyone, and it's not helping you. So I like to go not just about let's how to sell the course. We need to make sure we have a good, solid course that will sell, and then let's set it up so that you have consistent, automated, coming through without a lot of hustle and hard work. Because again, I'm all about the work less, make more formula. And that's what I like to do. Maybe I'm just getting lazy, but like, why should I have to do all of that when I can just do this? All right, great. Thank you. Thanks, Colleen. All right, does anybody have any other questions? I'd love to talk with anybody who is ready to jump in. I have a few spots coming available in my Leverage Your Brilliance. I keep the group small because I can't have 50 people in there and still help. So I really keep it capped at about 10 people. And I've got some spots that are opening up. So I'm going to be filling them over the next week or so. And if that is you, I would love to have you, chat with me. And let's get this done. Let's make it happen. You could be selling your course by the end of June, beginning of July. And yeah, you don't have to wait. You do not have to wait. And start helping people and get something going. So I hope this was helpful. I don't see any other questions or anything over there. So I enjoyed, bringing you through this process, and I'd love to chat with you. If you're not really sure if this is right for you, but you think you want to do this, but you're not sure, just book a chat, book a session with me, and we can talk through it, and I can let you know what I think about your idea and if this program is the right fit for you. So, okay, I'm going to sign off. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer, and I will talk to you guys soon. Let's do it. Bye-bye.